Hello, everyone, and welcome to Furball Friday. My name is Larkin, and we are here today for an hour to talk about animals, non-human animals, and only animals. Okay? And I say non-human animals because I remind you all that we are animals too. You are either a plant or you are an animal. Sorry if you don't like that, but that's the truth. So we are here to dedicate this hour just to animals. Okay. And during this time, you guys, we can talk about animal dreams, animal communication, animal mediumship, animal symbolism. We can talk about animal messengers and animal spirit guides. There's all sorts of things that we can talk about in regards to animals. We will also be doing animal readings here. If you want animal readings with animals that you have in your life that are still present with you in this world, we can do animal communication or animal readings for them. We can also do animal mediumship for those who have crossed over. And so, anyway, anything and everything animals for the next hour. As usual, when we get together, and I forgot my lighter, so let me get my lighter. When we get together here on my psychic medium page, there it is. When we get together on my psychic medium page, I invite everybody to bring a drink. I have 3 as usual. I have a Coke, a Gatorade, and a cacao. I don't like saying that. I like saying cocoa, but anyway, that's what I've got. They're all delicious. And I've got my candle, which I'm going to light, and I also have incense. Okay. For those of you who don't know, you don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. If I do readings and these lives off site, I usually don't. I typically don't go and carry an incense or candle with me if it's going to be at the barn, for example. But it can be really helpful and supportive of your work. Get you in a different mindset. Setting the ambiance as a human being is very important because it changes your frame of mind and it really works on your subconscious mind. That 95% of your mind that as a human being is actually running your life. Having a way to change the senses and to relax and enjoy and affect your nervous system plays a really big part in your ability to connect with the other side, use your intuitive abilities and gifts, and talk to spirit or communicate with your animals. It takes you out of your prefrontal cortex thinking mind that is just cognition and processing in your egoic mind. It pulls from that 95% of your mind that you're unaware of, or it doesn't pull from it. It kind of just lets it be because it changes your nervous system and shifts your focus. Okay. As human beings, we're so caught up in our senses, and those are connected to our brain, which is connected to our mind, right? Our prefrontal cortex, and that 95% of our mind that's running our life that we're not aware of, that we get caught up in our beliefs and our thoughts. And then guess what? We're not open to receive. We're not open to connect and communicate. We're not open to the things beyond what we already prejudge and believe. And to really connect and get the answers that you come to people like me for, that's what has to happen. So anyway, these things really help because they change the energy, they change the frequency and vibration. They set a tone for what it is that your intentions are. And, they set the mood and the environment for you. And for us as humans, guys, that makes all the difference, right? If you go into a restaurant and it's filthy dirty and they haven't wiped off the table and the plates and napkins are dirty, do you want to eat there? No. Right? So the environment does matter. I'm sorry I'm crooked, guys. I'm sitting on the couch and it's kind of leaning, I guess. So let's go ahead and light our incense now while we wait for people to pop on. See who we're going to have today. Hi, Donna Ray. Welcome. So I have my favorite little incense. I have quite a few incense holders, guys, but this is the one I tend to use for my lives. Today, I thought we would do some sandalwood. Love sandalwood. It's a very, very, not just a spiritual, but a neutral, a conscious incense. And so here's a brand new one. I'm going to open this one up. This is one of my favorite brands, guys. There's so many brands of incense if you like incense, but I love this because it's both inexpensive and it's really good high quality incense, and it's super easy to get. You can buy it on Amazon. I can get it at my grocery store. I don't have to go to some little health food store or fancy new age shop to get it. And it's not overpriced. Like a lot of incense is just freaking horrendous. It's not like that. And it's not full of a lot of chemicals and things that some of them are added for scent. So anyway, so Ganeshi is one I definitely recommend if you guys like or want to try getting the incense. So okay. All right. I've got that there. We're gonna light this and then we'll get started. I think one of the things that's really important as we do these lives, and for all of you to keep in mind, if animals are of interest or a passion of yours, is don't forget that even if you love animals and you try to connect with them, or you do connect with them, or you're just a crazy animal person, like you're just one of those people that they have souls and you love them and you rescue them and all that. Remember that you're still going to have some preconceived notions and misunderstandings from society. And even those of us who do animal communication, who are literally communicating and interacting with and working with animals every single day on deep levels, it's exceedingly easy to get caught up in not realize some of the preconceived notions that we actually have about animals and their abilities and their communications. And we often get, even people like myself, it's easy to get dragged into what other humans are doing. It's easy to get pulled into, swayed into pleasing or interacting with or fulfilling the expectations or whatever of other humans prior to the animals that you're caring for or working with. Okay. And, this is something we have to really train ourselves out of. I noticed this because, hi, Natalie. I noticed this because of my horses. Fortunately, now I'm in a barn where we're all working together. We all really love our horses. It's actually about the horse, not about the people wanting to feel powerful or in control or use the horses as their part of a way of running their social life. It actually really is about the horses. And it took me a long time to get there. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome from Spain. Yay. Thank you for letting me know where you're listening from, guys. I love that. But our little message here right now from Spirit about animals is to make sure that we don't, even if you're huge animal lovers and communicators, not to get caught up in the human aspects of your animal interaction, because there is so much more human pressure. There's no pressure really from the animals, right? It's human pressure. It's pressure we put on ourselves. And, like at my old barn, there was always so much pressure. Were you in and out of the paddock at the right time? Was your horse in there 2 minutes longer than it should have been? Are you going to get tattled on today because you pissed somebody off? Is there someone waiting in line for the shower? Did you use too much bedding today? Everyone had their opinions of which horses were misbehaving at the gate, and people would make up stuff. And for me as an animal communicator, it was very frustrating because what the animals would tell me was so different than what the people were perceiving or making up, right? And this falls into that category of, like a lot of people will say, oh, I love my animal. Do they really? I mean, this is a good question. I'm sure probably all of you on here do, but do they really love their animal? Do you, I've had horses for almost 12 years. And I hear people say, oh my God, I love my baby. I love my horse. I love my girl. Okay, well, they loved her when she was fit, when she wasn't costing them too much money, when there weren't too many medical bills, when she was performing the way they wanted, when she was behaving the way they wanted. And as soon as she misbehaved, or she was causing too much money, or somebody had a better horse in mind for her, or she wanted to change what she wanted to do with horses, all of a sudden, I love my baby, but I have to sell her. Really? Really? Is that what you say about your kids? I love my son, but he wets his pants too often. I'm going to sell him now. Right? So what holds us in that? Well, you can't just do that. Your kid, right? You could get in trouble. You can't get in trouble here for doing that with animals. So, without getting sidetracked from the topic, my point is check in with yourself and see how much of your relationship with your animals is actually influenced, pressured, and affected by the people in your life and your egoic human reactions and relations with them. For me, a good example of this is, for me, I find this with, like, our dogs often go out in our front yard to go to the bathroom, and it's not a huge fence, but of course they're little dogs now, so they bark. And not that big dogs wouldn't bark, but I grew up with German Shepherds; they just didn't do that. But I feel my ego, feeling the pressure from other people, right? As soon as this happens and another dog walks down the street, there's a million things that go through my mind, right? I get out of being still and silent and not thinking and just being conscious to being more, like thinking, right? My egoic mind kicks in. And it's like, well, okay, this dog and people that walk down the street, are they going to care if our dogs bark or not? Is their dog going to come over and jump the fence and go after my dogs? Is their dog going to bark? Are they going to, am I going to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and try to get them and stop my dogs from barking? And they're going to say, oh my God, they're cute and little. They're just having fun. It's okay. Let them say hello. Or are they going to say what one lady did to me last summer? How can you stand that? And I said, stand what? She said, that. I said, oh, I love it. I love it because it means they're having fun. And she just gave me the dirtiest look you've ever seen. So my point is, even though the real me doesn't care about that lady can go out and be grumpy and have a bad day if she wants. That's her opinion. I still am being a human, right? I'm still saying, okay, how much is too much? How much is rude for my neighborhood? Where are my dogs barking, crossing the line between, neighbors that I really like and respect? Maybe some people can't tolerate that level of barking, right? Sometimes it's irritating to me. So there's always this balance. I'm just recommending, if you guys want to deepen and improve your relationship with animals and having them in your life, one of the things to really become aware of with yourself is, where are you making choices for you and your pet, your animals, your animal family? And where is that line where you are sort of pressured and influenced by other human egos, other people's opinions, what they're going to think of you, the relationship you have to maintain with them, right? Anyway, just some food for thought for those of you animal lovers out there. This is a really important thing to consider. And, I had to deal with this a lot with my horses because, oftentimes at the other barn, if people that, didn't like me, or they wanted to start drama, or they wanted to move horses around herds, they'd make things up, right? So they might say, well, Larkin's horse is misbehaving and my horses are exceedingly well behaved. But they'd make things up, and then I would have to communicate with my horse and the barn manager and other people other people who had horses in that herd. And it became very complicated because my horse is telling me one thing and I totally get what he's saying. And the people, but the people are the ones making the rules, not the animals. The people are the ones controlling things. The people are the ones deciding what's happening. And so I had to find a way to interpret, translate, and sort things out. And, you guys might find yourself in this position when you are at the vet, if you're at a training session, if you are animal sitting, if you're pet sitting and you're inviting other people's animals into your home, if you have your animals going and staying with other people, if you're boarding your animals, if you're at a dog park. So, excuse me, these are just all things for you all to consider. And, if you want to if you want to improve your life with your animals, help to improve your animals' lives, and really learn to integrate what's best for the animal and works for you as your pets with a team, as a team, with society and how they treat animals, and the people you surround yourself with that are probably and hopefully animal lovers. These are good things to consider. And I would even recommend you guys keep like a little, like an animal journal, if you need to log this stuff. But these are good things to be aware of within yourself. So anyway, intuitively, I felt like I was being asked to share all of that with you all today while we were waiting for people to log on. It's a little later in the day today, so I think I'm going to also share. If you guys that are on here and know people that want to join us and you want to invite them or share, I'm going to just remind everybody that we're on here. And then if you guys have animal questions or topics you want to talk about today, let me know. Otherwise, I always have more than enough to share and talk about on these lives. And again, guys, even if you are watching on the rebroadcast, feel free to, to comment, to like this post if you guys like this talking to animals thing. I want to remind you all that every Monday, Susie and I have Angels in Action. It's either at 12 p.m. EDT or 1 p.m. EDT, which is 5 or 6 p.m. BST for you. So for regular readings that include animal readings and things, but are not limited to animal readings, we talk about not just angels in Action, but we also talk about your spirit guides. We talk about your entire spirit team, and we do regular reading and mediumship readings. Thank you, Natalie, for sharing. I also want to let you know that on this Sunday at 11 p.m. EDT, and this includes animals as well, we are having, Chris Alba and I are having I'm calling it a prayer sphere. And we're going to talk about how to pray and how not to pray, and the most powerful ways to pray, how to pray individually versus collectively, so that, you guys can go off and begin applying that in your life, the power of collective prayer. And this includes, praying for animals. So if you want to join us, that's a free event. You can find it pinned to my Psychic Medium page. Every Friday we do Furball Friday. And also, guys, the just so you know, the Meet Your Spirit Guides event is coming up the 29th of June. It is $40 a person for 2 hours. That's US dollars. And you're going to actually meet at least one of your spirit guides, on whatever level that means for you. Some people are aware of and connected to their spirit guides, and they get on and they actually see them, or they get a name, or they have a stronger sense, or their spirit guide, they get to receive a communication that they've never experienced before. It's pretty awesome. So you guys can join that if you want, but I like to have 10 people. I will take 15 at the very most, because I have to work with you and hold space for your spirit guide to literally officially introduce themselves to you. Okay. So that is going to be coming up. Very limited spaces. Also, Susie and I do an online group reading once a month. And that way, if you would like to schedule a reading that's less expensive, but it's semi-private, and so you get to hear and learn from other people's readings, but you also get the attention of a private reading. That is going to be the 16th of June. So that is coming up. And there's also very limited spaces there. So if you're wanting any of that, please, just all of these I always pin to the top of my Larkin Psychic Medium page, okay? Just to let you guys know. Of course, I only want people there that really are interested in wanting this. So, but if I don't let you guys know it's there, you don't know it's available, okay? So this is important to share. So let's start out, since we still just have a couple of live people. Let's start out. I'm going to go ahead and I've shared this so more people know we're on. I find, I don't know, probably most of you that are on here don't have, or has anybody on here had horses before on the live or rebroadcast? Is there anyone on here that has had horses? Let me know in the comments. Or have you had any interactions with or experiences with horses? Oh, forgot to tell you. Okay, so for Furball Friday, I try to be very animal themed. This is more of like a flower, what I'm wearing today, but my little owl cup my mom gave me years ago. I love this thing. I've got the cacao in here. And then the beautiful owl earrings. This is one of my animal totems, guys. I share these every week. That one of my childhood friends' wives, Cindy, sent me when I saw them on Facebook. She had a pair, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. That's my animal totem. So anyway, I wear those just to, bring one of my animal totems, one of my most powerful animal totems with me here on these lives. And I think it's very special. But anyway, I don't know. Chances are most people on here don't have horses, but some of you might, or have interacted with them or whatnot. But one of the things my mom and I were discussing the other day was how most people underestimate the forms of intelligence of non-human animals. And especially, I think especially horses, because of how they've been used. And there we go. And it's really interesting because we place so much control on animals, non-human animals. And I always say non-human animals because I really want to re-emphasize the fact that we are animals, okay? We're more alike them than different, and we're alike them in good ways. And then there's a lot of aspects of us that aren't so hot. But they don't have that prefrontal cortex. They can't do architecture. They can't do math. They don't have the opposable thumb. They don't have the palate, the shape of the tongue, or our voice box. So those things keep humans from thinking that they're intelligent, right? We do that to other humans too, but just bear with me on this, okay? And so it's very easy, since humans judge these things, to assume the animals aren't aware of things, they can't figure things out, all that great stuff, right? But the truth of the matter is that they are very intelligent, and they have many forms of intelligence that we don't even have, or that we have closed ourselves down to and are not as aware of anymore, okay? So I think it's really important to remember that non-human animals have so many forms of intelligence, and in order for us to really become aware of this and interact with it, we have to start to become very observant. Okay, we have to start to become very observant. And so when we begin to stop thinking and judging, and we observe the animal, and we stop, this is the really hard part for us. We stop interfering, and we step back, and we observe, and we give them space without controlling them so much. what you discover for yourself is astounding. And when you discover this, or you can facilitate others in discovering this, what happens is the interaction then with the animals has to change, because you can't become unaware of that which you're aware of. Okay, you cannot become unaware of that which you are already aware of. So here's a great little story and example for all of you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Natalie and Rebecca, I see your comments. Okay, one second. I won't tell this full story then. I'll just share a summary of it, and I'll go into your comments instead. But I had a story about my horses. I have many stories about my horses. But you know, one thing that is so cool is, especially where I am now, boarding my horses, because it's not so controlled by humans. They actually have some freedom to be themselves, to make choices, not just be told what to do, to work in partnership with us, not just work and be controlled and then be judged as good or bad, obedient or disobedient, right? Because of that, their personalities start to come out, and they start to trust you and work with you more. And they start to feel safe being themselves. And you start to notice things, and they start to interact with you and try to tell you things. Once they recognize, guys, this is so important. It's a shame there aren't more people on this live, because once you create the space and allow someone, human or non-human, to be and to communicate with you and express themselves, they begin to do that. And when they begin to do that safely, that relationship grows and expands, and it evolves. And so one of the, the tricks to non-human communication, and actually all animal communication, communicating with humans as well, is to stop trying to control and always jumping in, and to create a safe space and then step back. And when you step back, what you find, if you give it enough time, is amazing. I still miss opportunities at this, guys. I still get focused on, okay, bringing all the horses in, da 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 da. Even with my own horses, if the girls have brought in the day before tell me these special things that happen, then I'm a better lookout for it. But our brains can only do so much at once, right? So if I'm focusing on bringing the horses in, sometimes I'll miss, because their communication is more subtle. Sometimes I'll miss what they're trying to tell me because I'm in my head, right? And when we're in our head, we miss these things. But when we get out of our head, and when I think the trick in like for example, when I'm bringing in horses, is to have that balance of engagement. Focus on, okay, this is what I have to do next, blah, 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 blah. But to be the leader and the guide, but let go of this part of the mind that is controlling. Because then when the horse steps out of line or does something unusual or isn't what you want them to do, you can step back and take a deep breath and say, okay, is there something else going on here? And you can even ask the horse, is there something else going on here? Right? And we do that with people too. Oftentimes we just brush them aside. We're in a hurry. We have an agenda. We're in our head. We brush them aside. And maybe they had a reason for doing what they did. Maybe they had something and they didn't say it. They were like, she's going to do what she's going to do. Like, but this is a very important aspect of animal communication, actually, because the more an animal feels like the animals aren't used to having that space with us humans, right? We take it away from them. So as soon as we give them this opportunity to express themselves, and that says, hey, you're safe to express yourself. Hey, when was the last time you asked, what is it you want? What do you need? What are you trying to tell me? And then you wait. And with different species of animals, you might get answers at a different time. You might not get an answer right away. With horses, there's usually a delay. Not always if you're in the middle of a situation. There's oftentimes a delay. With dogs, you'll usually get an answer pretty much back right away. With cats, usually pretty much right away. But with horses, there's almost always a delay. And so this is part of being observant and learning, just like if you went to another country and you were trying to learn and understand and communicate with different traditions and beliefs and interpretations for things and a different language, including body language, you would have to give that a little bit of time, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right. I don't know if you guys are even still on here, Rebecca and Natalie. Let's see. Natalie, are you still on here? Natalie says, I feel like one of my totems would be an insect. I have a great connection, fascination with them the last few years. Yes, Natalie, I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. And you guys should really, follow that. If you have an intuition and that idea and that thought pops up, like maybe this is one of my animal totems or this is one of my messengers lately, follow that instinct. Follow that intuition. Okay. Definitely follow that. And yes, absolutely, Natalie. One of yours is, if not more than one. And guys, we can feel connections too for other reasons, right? We can feel animal totems. We can feel, animal messengers. We have these different connections to things, okay? And I hope those of you that just popped on, go back and listen to this from the beginning, because the stuff I just shared before people started to log on is, if you are interested in animal communication and having a deeper connection to animals, what I shared was so important. And it's hard on these lives because people pop on and off, and I go back and I edit them later and I listen. And I'm like, the information that Spirit was putting through was so important. And, some people get that and some people don't, but it can be life-changing information. Let's see. Oh, Rebecca, I'll have to watch later. Okay, I got it. You know what? Actually, Rebecca, I used to do these outside all the time if the weather was nice. The house where I am now, I cannot get the internet to work right for me outside. And so I end up losing connection. And so I'm always doing them up here. But I have a gorgeous deck and a beautiful front and back and side yard. And I'm trying to get things set up this summer so that I can actually do at least my animal reading stuff outside, like I used to do, because I miss that so much. So enjoy your time outside. Let's see. You're there, Natalie. Great. Awesome. So yeah, I think, Natalie, following your intuition is exceedingly important. Feeling that connection is important. I actually think, Natalie, that, we all have a variety of animals, energies in our lives. We have our Chinese zodiac, we have our power animals, we have our animal totems, we have our animal guides, we have our animal messengers, and some of those cross over, but some of those are different. Animal messengers can come and go in our lives. They can be, different animals every day. Usually they're somewhat themed for a while if we're going through a struggle or relationship issues or something that we're learning internally. We might have the same, power animals at that time. Animal messengers are like, for our family, the cardinal is a big symbol for my family. And, our loved ones in spirit come to us in cardinals. My husband's mom as a mockingbird. So we have animal messengers. Sometimes they're different types of messages for us. They're, a warning sign or a comforting sign, or they don't always have to be from loved ones. But those are the animal messengers. And so we can feel an affinity to any of these animal energies in our lives. Our particular power animals are animals that are there at particular times, when we need them. And they're not always, it's not always the same one throughout our entire lives. And then you've got your animal totems, which, will be and stay with you. But again, guys, I highly recommend Animal Speak and Animal Wise. They're two very big books. Get Animal Speak first. The Animal Wise goes more in depth. The Animal Speak is more to interpret, what this animal meant, or why you saw them, or how they come to you. So that if you're starting to see or get animal messages, like you can say, wow, I was driving home and there was, two doe and a buck, that I saw on the side of the road, or an owl swooped down over my car and, almost touched my windshield, or, a red-tailed hawk came and sat, 1 foot from me, So oftentimes it's not just experiencing the animal, but it is what is unusual about that experience. And Susie, Antara, and I were talking about this on Monday during our Angels in Action Live, which we have every Monday on here. And people were talking about signs and symbols and what they mean. And so it's reminds me of that when, animals can be signs and symbols, and we have to give meanings to those. But if, we have them all the time. And if you get like the Animal Speak book, you can get the core foundation for, what that means. And then of course, always follow that up with your intuition. Okay. I think that, don't disregard insects for this. Insects are animals too, right, Natalie? And they are just as powerful and just as strong messengers or totems as any other type of animal. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of times people are just like, if you're talking about past lives, and people are like, oh my God, I want to be I wanted to have been Amelia Earhart or Marie Antoinette or Cleopatra. Nobody's ever just the little slave girl on the side, right? Or the the maid, or the person that was recopying the master author's work. If you notice, people always have these grandiose ideas of who they are and want to be, and oftentimes they come out of past regressions, and the readers will tell them such. But I think it's important to keep in mind that that same idealism, not that that's bad, I'm an idealist myself, but that is often how we also look at animals, right? And so everybody wants the lion or the tiger or the elephant, or whatever it is, the bear or the eagle, and nobody wants the spider, right? Nobody wants the the, I don't know, I guess they don't mind a hedgehog, but nobody wants the frog, and nobody wants the alligator, nobody wants the spider, nobody wants the bat. Everybody's like, nobody wants the chicken, right? They want the eagle, not the chicken. And I get it. But when you really learn and understand that each of these have souls, and what they represent as a species, and the powers and abilities that they provide you, the services that those energies have in assisting you in life, is so sacred. Then even if you get the spider, right? Even if you get the spider, you're going to be like, okay, like, this is cool. So be receptive, because it doesn't always have to be the animal that's the fuzziest or the most beautiful. But it can be exceedingly powerful. So yeah, Natalie, yeah, insects are amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And I really want to have an animal communication course that I get going, but I need to get a certain amount of people to do it. And one of the things, there's a couple really great ways to practice, and practicing on plants and trees and insects is great. Because again, it's just tuning into the subtleties, right? And Natalie says, Nobody wants the cockroach. Exactly. That's true. But that again that's the human ego. That comes from no sense of wisdom or knowledge. That, if we were in a culture where the cockroach was sacred, right? Like the scarab beetle from in Egypt, then that would be an entirely different ballgame, right? Everybody would want that. And so it's the meaning that we give it. But if we look at the cockroach, right? Really, there's a lot of good qualities there. The ultimate survivor. One of the only animals that could survive a nuclear war. It's one of the oldest animals on the planet that has transformed the least. Why? Evolved the least? Because it hasn't had to evolve. Why? Because it survives. For a million reasons. Doesn't matter if it's night or day. It can survive where it's hot or cold. Obviously there's limits there, but really, it's a cockroach. So people might go, "Ooh, gross," because we've been taught that, and in some cases, for good reason. But the truth is that the meaning they can have for you as an animal totem or an animal symbol or an animal messenger is actually really powerful. So I think that's a great example, Natalie. I'm glad you brought that up. I was thinking spider because sometimes if I'm doing readings for people and that will come in as a current power animal or one of their animal totems, they're like, "Oh God, no, I don't want that." And usually you have more than one. We're usually not just stuck with one power animal or one type of we have these different animal energies around us and with us all the time, and it's not always the ones that we want. As a matter of fact, oftentimes it's the ones we don't want that pop up. It's oftentimes, if you're intuitive or you're going through some deep things where you have to sort of get under the surface and get in the complex web of the energies and things that are going on, a lot of times you have the spider, right? Because you're working your way in or out of a complex web of things. And, the spider is intuitive. It symbolizes intuitive gifts, the observation, patience, creative energy. Look at the ability for it to create the webs that it has. They're tenacious, they're purposeful, they're they're fast, they're intelligent, they're agile, they're adaptable. There's so many qualities about a spider that are very desirable, that if you have that as a power animal or an animal totem or an animal symbol or even an animal messenger, you might not like it, but that doesn't mean that's not a powerful animal symbol for you. Okay. So that's very important. For those of you that I don't know how many of you were interested in the prayer sphere, but I wanted to remind you that is going to be Sunday the 9th. I'm going to just post it in here. You guys can get on my Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page, or actually my Animal Interpreter page, or even my regular Facebook page. It's pinned to the top, but I'm going to post it in here right now anyway. And it's going to be 11 a.m. EDT, which is forget this. That's going to be 4 p.m. BST. If you guys want to do that, and just find it on my here, I'll put it this page. I'm going to post it from the Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page. There, I'll post that. I'll post these different events on here. If you guys are interested in that, it's free, and it's not, if you guys want to join us and learn the power of prayer, and especially the power of collective prayer, we're going to be doing that on Sunday, Chris and I. Okay. Let's see, Natalie, I love this. I love how you're all open to all this. Love spiders. Macro photo shows how cute they are, all fuzzy and beautiful. Yes. Oh my God. They are absolutely freaking amazing, especially if you see their little faces. There's a lady, I will share her on my Larkin animal interpreter page. I'll find her YouTube page and share it with all of you. But she has these, I don't know what type of spiders they are. They're little tiny, they're like probably the size of my thumbnail. I don't even think they're that big. It might be, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the size of my finger, my ring finger. I don't know. They're tiny. But she's taught them. She can stick her hand and they crawl up on her hand, everything. And she has like, I guess, a zoom lens. Like somehow she zooms in on these little videos that she takes of them. And I think if more people saw this, they wouldn't be so anti-spider. Like seriously, their personalities are adorable. They are exquisite. They're fuzzy. When you see their cute little feet, like if you actually see their cute little feet, they're adorable. Each one of those 8 legs has these adorable little fuzzy paws. And I mean, these little guys don't bite or anything. There's, anything with a mouth can bite, but honestly, it's like more likely that you would bite somebody than these guys. But they're so cute, and she has families of them. Like she had a grandmother one just pass away a couple of months ago that was like the grandmother for some of the babies that she has. But they have their own little terrariums. And they have like she has little ladders and little hammocks and all these sweet little plants for them in there. And it's just so precious. And so she shares, it's entertaining. And at the same time, it's it's educational as well. And I'm hoping that, she's doing a lot of good work for spiders out there because they do help us guys in so many ways. I mean, so many spiders eat insects that carry a lot of disease and things. And so it's very important that you don't have to like another person or non-human animal, but the respect that you show will reflect in you. It will reflect on you. And I think that's really important to keep in mind. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Natalie, they have beautiful bright colors. They sure do. Let's see here. There's the prayer sphere. Let's get your other. Oh, jumping spiders. Yes, yes. So actually, jumping spiders are some of my favorite, if not my favorite. They're super cool. And they're super cute. And if you guys, want to practice observing, you'll even notice, like with jumping spiders, instead of the legs looking like they're all around the body, like some spiders, they'll have like 3 in the front and like 3 more in the back. You'll see they're sort of front and back oriented, and it helps them to jump. And a lot of the jumping spiders are super cute and super, super fuzzy. So I think that's very fun. Let's see. So let's see here. So welcome. How are you? So, first of all, 2 things, and I can help you and direct you in the right direction here. Okay. Furball Fridays, I do live readings all week long. Furball Fridays are only for animals. We only do non-human animal readings, communication, and mediumship. Okay. On Mondays at Angels in Action, Susie, Antara, and I do live readings. On Monday and Tuesday, I do live readings. Right now, you might be able to find someone online doing live readings on the YouTube or the Facebook page and YouTube page, Find Me a Medium. But let me tell you this before you go, okay? You don't need, let's see, let's see. I will say this, and then since we're only doing animals, I would send you off for that, okay? I would say not right now. That would be my answer right now, is not right now. I would say, um, you know, if and when you share, I think it's best to do it when you're in a good, strong, and more stable mental place. Okay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who don't believe in mental health, and that is unfortunate, but we can't control how they believe. I think that eventually he might be able to come around from your situation. Okay. But until you feel more stable, I would not. I would not share that. That's just the intuitive spirit message I'm getting for you. Okay. But right here during this hour, I keep this one day just for animal stuff. So if you want something more in depth and you don't want to wait to find me somewhere on Monday, which is either on my Psychic Medium page or Find Me a Medium, you can hop over to the Find Me a Medium page. Veronica Jenkins runs that. She has the most amazing psychics and mediums I've ever met, and I read for her lives on Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. EDT. But she has readers on every single day of the week. So you might want to hop on over there and see when their next live is, since I'm doing animals today. Okay. I hope that helps. Mwah. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Let's see. Natalie. It's important to teach kids that insects are animals, to be careful with them, as they are so tiny and fragile. My kids will put them in a box so I can release them outside. Oh, that's wonderful, Natalie. Yes, this is something that's really, really important. I mean, this is something that really needs to be taught to children, because when we don't grow up respecting animals, at least, you don't have to like them and love certain animals, but you need to at least respect them. And when we don't grow up doing that, we have a tendency, it tends to be very difficult to change that attitude. And so if we want to have a world that is more collective, you don't have to like people either, right? But you don't have to like someone or something in order to be respectful of them, right? Um, you don't have to. And this is why, you'll often hear me say, like with animals, you know, I I don't do that they them thing. I do he she, because it's respectful. And I know that's a whole different ball game, and there are people out there that don't want that. They don't want to be called that, so they think it's disrespectful. But I'm going the opposite direction with that, because the animals tell me I can feel and sense it. It's an honor to be a girl or a boy temporarily in this incarnation. When you're not here, you're both. You can be either one. You got a balance of the energy. As beings, we have a balance of the energy. But if I'm referring to a horse or a dog or a cat, I am always saying he or she. And it's very easy with animals to be like, oh yeah, they're just this or that. And really it's generalizing, and it's making them less significant by saying they or them. I'm talking about animals now. It's true with people too, but everyone has their own opinion. But with the animals, I'm going the opposite direction here of what society seems to be doing with humans, because it's disrespectful. If someone walks into the barn and is like, oh yeah, calls my horse an it, or a they out of context, I'm like, she, right? My horse, or he would like, because what I'm doing is I'm showing them respect by individualizing them, by acknowledging them. The next level of that is using their name. That's even more respectful, right? But but think about it. If you were in a grocery line and somebody shoved in front of you, and you were like, they were like, this person is in my way, or they are in my way, you know, instead of, excuse me, sir, what's your name? Like, this was my spot. Or do you mind if I cut in front of you? I'm in a hurry. That's so much more respectful. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. And I do the same thing with my animals. If I need to get through and they're standing in the way, in the hallway, it's an energy thing. They're here right now in their little human form, and their little girl or boy form, and their little, I mean, I'm not going to call my cat a dog. You know, I'm not going to say, move out of the way, pup. You say, come on, kitty, kitty, and then use her name. So it's just sort of a matter of respect. Okay. So I think that's very cool. Let's see. How is Tofu, Twinkle, Poppy, Marie, and Second Cotton doing? So are those animals that you had that crossed over is that who you're asking about? Let me know, please. So that so I can tune into them if that's what you're wanting. Yes, Natalie, I'm glad you understand that. People get so offended today, and honestly, I don't care. It's an ego thing. And we're here to talk about animals, non-human animals, and the truth is that we're in a world where we're slowly evolving to slowly but surely acknowledge and respect animals to have souls, non-human animals to have souls, to be acknowledged for the individual beings that they are. And that means identifying their name, their sex, things about them. Not generalizing them, but actually specifically acknowledging them. It's one of the gifts and blessings of actually being incarnated in this world. Let's see. Oh, yes, I know. Yes, me too, Natalie. So let's see here. Let me know if that's what you mean. Yes, your pets. Okay. Well, let's see here. Second Cotton. Oh, how cute. Wow. Poppy Marie. So we have 1 Tofu. Twinkle is 2. Poppy Marie 1. 1, 2, 3. First and Second Cotton. Or 5. Oh my goodness, lots of animals. Let's see here. Well, first of all, as I'm inviting their energy in, all of us, including non-human animals, when we cross over, we're okay. We're safe. Okay. And we leave behind all the discomforts and pains and struggles and everything that we had when our vibration again is free and is free to rise to its level. And so I know they're doing well. Hi, Angela. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So, wow, you've got actually lots of other energies, animal energies around you too, let's see here. So, one of the cottons is just like super like excited, like giggly, excited, like so joyful. Like, you called on us, you called on us, you called on us. You're very surrounded by this animal energy, and there's actually other animal energies from farther back. I don't even know that you know or remember. Were there animal energies from I don't know if they were from parents or grandparents, but your animals are all together, and there's actually like a whole group of probably, trying to count, there's like 8 to 10 animal energies right there, just kind of like making like a half circle behind you, around you. And let's see, now this one may not be connected to you either. There may be others coming in here with you, that there were animal energies coming in for me this morning. And so I need to sort that out and make sure it's not mixing up with your group now, because you actually have yours, and then there's extras that were connected to you so I believe they were like families. belong to other families. Let's see here. Hold on, Angie. We'll get to you. And Pepper and Brownie and another cat too. I don't know the name. Okay. Yeah. So was this 5? The one you originally gave me, was that meant to be 5? I wasn't sure if I was missing a comma in there. So here, because I counted Tofu, Twinkle, Poppy, Marie, I counted as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5. Okay, got it. Thank you. Oh, 5 dead nameless beagle puppies. Oh my. So 5, but then there's 8 to 10 I see. Pepper, Brownie, and another cat too. Okay, that would explain. Okay, 8 to 10. All right. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that would make the 8 I see. And then there's all these other energies. So they're all together. Like all the animals you knew and know are together. And they're like, right now they came like running out of like a sunshiny field full of flowers and like a fun little like sunny creek. And that's where they've been hanging out and playing. But keep in mind too, that when our non-human animals cross over, they also spend time with humans, right? So this whole rainbow bridge thing, I don't really like that conversation. I don't like that title, that name, but and it's because to me, when I first learned about it, it naturally insinuated that the animals were separate from us, and they're not. So they're also around and loved and cared for and interact with our human soul, spirits, and energies of people that we know as well. So just keep that in mind. That they're cared for, but they're doing wonderfully. And when you think of them and you love them and you feel them and you talk to them, they can feel you. And also what I'm seeing is they tend to, sometimes they pop into your energy field and they just visit you individually. I don't know if you can sense that, but they also like to come visit you as a group. So if you're just like sitting back and like sitting outside in a chair and just relaxing and kind of reminiscing and thinking about them, they just all show up together because they all love each other and they're all in the same soul family and they spend time together. And that's not really uncommon. A lot of the animals that come into our lives will come as, they don't always have to come in like as a group, but they will have known us or been a part of our soul family. And just taken turns coming, because having the animals in our lives is a good extension for us. It's a good extension that holds, it helps to hold our soul energy in place for us while we're here if we need it. When you incarnate, your soul's not just in your body's also in your soul. So not all of your soul can incarnate here because you're too big. It's too large. You cannot contain all the energy in a body. So when we actually go to the light, when we cross over, we're actually going, that's our soul. That's the rest of our soul we're going to first. And yes, our soul is part of God, part of source. But everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to the light, I'm going to God. You're going to yourself first. You're reconnecting with the bigger version of yourself. You're reconnecting with that little part that was in your body. So when we incarnate, a lot of times, especially if we have a lot of animals around us, they have a way of helping to ground us and help hold our soul healthily here in our bodies, hold our vibration so we can be cohesive and at peace and function and be happy and strong and that sort of thing. Okay. Let's see here. That made me cry joyfully here. I love to believe Jesus is now their master and owner. They don't really have an owner. And it's not a master. It's a loving partner. It's a caretaker. Okay. Missing those beautiful family pets. Yes. So yes, I mean, they go to heaven just like the rest of us. And they have access to, great souls and, to Jesus and to your, animal, your loved ones, just like you do. They're innocent, sacred little souls, and they do have souls. They're loved and cherished and respected just as human souls, guys. There's very, there are different types of souls, but unlike the way the Christian church has taught so they can control us, that humans are better. No, humans have more responsibility because we have a prefrontal cortex. We are supposed to be the caretakers. So when non-human animals cross over, they are blessed and cared for just the same. Okay. So that was very sweet of you to check in on that. They are loving you. They will be there for you when you cross over as well. They just want you to relax and enjoy life because, when they crossed over, they don't, they're not like a human soul that's like, oh my God, like I crossed over now. Like now I left my body. Am I in heaven? Like, that's not, that's more of like a human thing. What the non-human animals do is, because they're so fully conscious and they don't have the human ego, they just are like, they're here. And then they're on the other side and they're like, oh, hey, and here I am. It's sort of like they're either in the house and then they're outside and then they're in the car and then they're at the vet's office, and then they're back in the car and then they're back outside. Your animals are kind of like, wherever I am, here I am. And that's how they are when they leave their body as well. They're here and then they're here. And it's like, oh, and they usually feel better, right? Because they've shed the heavy wetsuit experience of being in a physical body. They're free, they're light. They can think things and be there again, just like us. So you can be rest assured and that they're happy and well. And also just keep in mind that they can always hear you and see you and feel you and sense you. So whenever you are talking to them, they're there. Okay. All right. Full surrender to the moments, to their moments. Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. They do. And you know why, Angie? Because they're present. We read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, and we struggle to be present so that we can re-experience that level of conscious intelligence while incarnated. It's so hard for us because of our prefrontal cortex that I was talking about. The same thing that allows us to do mathematics and identify with how we look and, is the same thing that causes all of our problems. And non-human animals don't have that. They don't have the same, they have the psychology like we have, but they don't have that 95% of their mind they're unaware of, like we do. That aspect is specifically for our human growth and challenges. Okay. Let's see here. Sure. Yes. You can invite in pets. You would love to hear from your cats, Parker and Keisha. What great names. And my daughter's hamster, Hedwig. You know what, Angie? So back when I was doing Air One Psychic Radio, which I had to stop doing because unfortunately they were doing some scamming with their presenters, such as myself. But while I was doing that, there was a hamster that came through. A woman actually called in and she really wanted to talk to her father, and her father came through in an amazing way, and she ended up scheduling a private reading with me. But on the live, you can go back. I actually have it posted here on my Psychic Medium page. A freaking hamster came through, and it was the first time I'd ever had a hamster come through. And non-human animals will just push their way through. Like they will just, non-human animals will just pop. Like, here I am. If they need to get through, they're really good at just popping up. And here comes this hamster. So let's see what we got here. Parker and Keisha. Let's see. It was one of these cats. Oh God! All of a sudden, I got a whole flood of cats coming in. All right, so help me sort this out, Angie. I've got actually an orange and white cat. I have a black and white cat coming through. I have a cat that's either like gray tabby or regular tabby that is coming through. Because I think I've got some piggybackers on your reading right now. Let's see. Let's do the cats first, and I'll get down to your comment about Hedwig. That's awesome. Let's see. Who else is coming through here? I also see it's like going back and forth color-wise. It looks as though, did you also know a calico, Angie? Let me know, because I want to, okay, black and white. Okay, wait, let me save this read. Let me save the one I've highlighted. I love this when they start giving me validation, guys. It's so freaking fun. But on these, because I also had some reverse readings I wanted to do today, which is why I've stayed on longer. I wanted to wait for people to log on because I had some reverse readings of animals coming through. And let's see here. Wait, I'll mark yours are 1 second here. I want to focus. I want to get these animals sorted out here. The black and white one is Keisha. Okay. Keisha came in first, the black and white. Orange and might be my first Tuffy. Gray and white. Okay, so the gray tabby like one, gray and white though. Okay, that's the gray I'm getting. Yes, that's Parker. He's like, yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yes, it is Tuffy. Oh my God. My mom has a cat named Tuffy. It's a yellow tiger cat, long fur. So I love that name. But so Tuffy cracks me up because as soon as I was like, are you Tuffy? Might you be Tuffy? I said in my head, because I have these side conversations with the animals. And he was like, yes, like just gave you the confirmation. A lot of times they give you confirmation in the form of a feeling. And he gave me confirmation in the form of a feeling, like this wonderful, warm, fuzzy feeling. That's fantastic. Wow. Tuffy loves you so freaking much. Like he loved you so freaking much. Let's see. Did you have Tuffy when you were young, Angie? And then Keisha is there. Oh my God, so excited to see you. What a beautiful soul, beautiful personality. I love Parker. Parker's energy is cracking me up. They all love you. And like with R, they're all together. Angie, they're all together. But what, guys, this is the amazing thing I want you to get out of this today. I have done this my entire life, and it blows me away. Think about it. How could I have known to describe these cats? I don't know Angie from Adam. And all of a sudden, who pops up? A white and black cat, an orange and white cat. I'm seeing the gray, trying to sort out the gray. He's trying to show me what he looks like. And a calico. Now, I have to sort these out and ask you guys and ask them, because what happens is all these other souls start coming in, especially with animals. But I do this every single day, and it still blows my mind that they can do this. I just think this is so fun. I love this. So Hedwig, let's see, Hedwig. Calico. Okay, that doesn't matter if the calico was yours or not, if she was yours or not. Your roommates, yeah. So this is what I mean by piggybacking. So please, if you're still in touch with this person that was your roommate, please let your roommate know that she showed up, that Monty showed up. Okay. Because she wants, is saying hi and I love you and I'm there and I'm fine and I'm still playful and I'm still curious and I'm just still me. I'm right here and I love you. Because honestly, guys, they don't go anywhere. Our lives wouldn't be the same if we didn't think there was life and death and all this. But the truth of the matter is they don't go anywhere. All they do is switch form. They've lost the body and raised the vibration, but they're still there. Okay. Hi, Venetia. Welcome. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited you're there. All right. So, Taffy was your first cat, 14. Yes. Okay. Well, because I'm asking if he was with you when he was young, because he's loving you like he was, like he watched you, like, grow up and was with you when you were young and just loved you. He loved you like like he felt like he was kind of like looking after you, and it was an honor to be there with you in that phase of your life. So he absolutely freaking loved you. And he saw a lot of things and wanted to help you get through a lot of things. And I think that that's amazing. Yes. Parker, he was at Wish Horse. That's part of being hilarious, being a jerk. That's why I went over each one. You'll see my reaction is so different because their personality pops through with each one, and it's really fun. And yeah, he just cracks me up. Like as soon as I saw him and you validated, yes, the gray one, he just made me laugh. But that's part of it. That's how we see it as being a jerk is, from their perspective, it's such a different thing, right? For them to be a jerk, they kind of are just doing the things they want to do. And it just so happens to annoy us, which makes it be a jerk to us. And with cats, a lot of it is their timing. And sometimes they really are being a jerk because they're not naive to their timing. Okay. Cats are not naive to their timing. They know their timing. They don't care if that timing matches with what you want or need or not when it comes to just daily interaction. And that's how we end up seeing them as a jerk. Okay. Now let's see here. I do want to let me go to this one, Angie, and then I want to make sure we don't leave Hedwig the guinea pig out. Let's see here. I think hold on, I didn't forget about you. Okay. I'm sorry, hamster. Called him a guinea pig. It's because it's the guinea pig that came through on the Air One Psychic radio show. All right, let's see here. Parker and Keisha are the reason I made the life-altering decision to pursue a family. I'm so grateful to them. They left as I had my children. Aww. So oftentimes that happens, and energetically, they were creating, preparing, and holding a space for you, which, of course, you can continue to have animals. Just because obviously you have children doesn't mean you can't have animals. But oftentimes that's a sacred laying of a foundation and preparation energetically. And they're there. Different animals also help us grow. They give us so much. And we often see, that you guys probably recognize when you help or rescue an animal, but humans often see, I rescue animals, I this and that. But what they give us that we don't recognize, these intrinsic things that they give us, is so phenomenal. And oftentimes people don't even recognize it until they pass or until those animals are long gone. But non-human animals come with a soul. They have a soul. They come with a job, with a purpose, with intention. They either have a mission, or they're here to learn and grow something, or they're there to help their other non-human animal or human counterparts to connect. Okay. And Parker and Keisha know this. Like Parker's literally like nodding, like, yeah, like that kind of a look. They came with their purpose. They fulfilled it. You got what you needed out of it. And it's wonderful. And of course, made their lives so fulfilling. But now they're joyfully and happily watching over that, because they now have a bird's eye view, Angie, of all of your work and purpose here together. Okay. And you're doing an amazing job. Let's see. Hold on 1 second here. We'll get to you. We'll get back to your question, R and Veronica. I've got to get to the hamster here. I have to get to the hamster before we finish up with Angie. Yes, they both found you. I've never gone out and gotten cats. I didn't want the commitment of any kind. Well, so they helped you. Yeah, they helped you grow, and they know it. So please know that it was not, that was intentional, and that is why they came. And animals will go through a lot to get to us. They will go through a lot to get to us. Let's see. Our hedgehog, or I'm sorry, our Hedwig was a huge personality in a little hamster body. Yes. I'm pretty certain he visited me as a wasp recently. Let's see. Was this the wasp that visited? Was this when it was sunny out? Was this on a sunny day, Angie? What I'm seeing is that, and we'll get to you, Venetia, and I'll get to your last question, R, as well. Was this the, let's see, because what I'm seeing is that he actually visits you in several different ways, and your daughter. And he does try to visit you in the form of insects, wasps, butterflies, moths, little birds, annoying flies, all sorts of little tiny things. And the reason is, I think this is actually pretty brilliant, is because with insects, it's undeniable. He can get your attention, right? You're going to notice and you're going to be like, ew, or, ah, or, this is pesty, or one way or another, it's going to get your attention. And that's the number one thing, is he wants to get your attention. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. In my office, it was a very sunny day. Yeah, I saw it was inside, but it looked very sunny outside. I wanted to make sure it was the wasp encounter I was seeing. And that's why you opened my back door. Perfect. Brilliant. I love it. Of course you're connected to Natalie. I can see this now. Let's see. This is wonderful, Angie. Thank you for letting me read for you and connect to your animals. Please, please know that I find when I have these readings, that the people then have a stronger connection with those animals they're trying to connect with. We'll get to you. I'm going to answer this question of ours, Venetia, and then we'll get to yours. What I find, Angie, and everyone, is that at least when I do a reading, I find that you're so welcome. The connection is stronger after we've had a reading, or after we've had a connection here. And the reason is because the non-human animals can always see and feel and sense and talk to you. They always know what you're thinking before you say it. They know how you're feeling. They know if you're feeling like you can get through to them or not. They know if you're sensing them or not. It's you on your side, because you still have the prefrontal cortex and the human ego, right? You have the egoic veil. So it's on your end that the communication is a struggle. It's never on their end. Okay. So when I'm saying the connection should be stronger and easier for you now, I believe it's partly because your confidence is up. Your confidence will be up some from the connection because you've had some validation, but I find that you will be better open to receiving and sensing them and knowing that it's them, and you're going to be more attuned to those subtleties so that they can get back to you better. Okay. They can communicate with you better. All right, let's do this quick and then we'll get to Venetia here. You dreamed of chasing tofu and my childhood scream only to find the become instructor doing. Oh my gosh. So when you have dreams, sometimes they're just dreams. Sometimes they're visitations. Every night, if you get into a solid and deep delta and theta sleep, you will go into the astral plane. And for most of you, every night, if you get good sleep, even for a short time, you have loved ones and spirit guides and visitations. Your soul doesn't actually leave your body, because remember, your body's also in your soul. Your soul is so big. So there's always that spark of life and energy that stays in there. So please don't think that your whole soul leaves your body. A lot of out-of-body experience people will tell you that. or readers will tell you that that's actually not true. To be animated, there is an aspect of your soul and life force that has to be in the body and also connected by the golden thread outside of the body. Okay. So when you have an out of body experience or even an astral plane experience, it is simply the focus of your attention outside of your egoic veil that allows you to have that experience. So when you're having these dreams, if you want to know the difference, there's several ways you can. One, how do you feel when you wake up? Do you wake up and you're yanked out of it, or do you wake up and you kind of remember something? You don't have to remember it all. You don't have to always remember it. Sometimes you may remember it in the form of, you know, something now where you understand something, or you find that you're more emotional because you miss, or you find different emotions, or you have an understanding, or you have an answer. Or as the day or days go on, you realize you feel like you've had this interaction with this animal or this person. And, you know, there's all sorts of different signs that you've had that. But, you know, or if it's really like, it's really, really real, like it's like you were really there, you were really there. Okay. But your animals do try to come through to you, they do. All right, let's see. Scroll down here to Venetia. You're welcome, Angie. Oh my gosh, what an honor to have you here. Guys, while I'm scrolling up to Venetia, I just want to remind you, this Sunday from 11 a.m. EDT, which is 4 p.m. BST, Chris Alba and I are doing the prayer sphere. If you want to learn to pray collectively or individually in a powerful way. For those of you just joining us, welcome. I'm scrolling up to the next person I'm going to read for. And while I'm doing that, I'm reminding you of upcoming events. All of my upcoming events, guys, are, they are all pinned to the top of my Larkin Psychic Medium page. Also, guys, Meet Your Spirit Guides event is the 29th of June. I only like to take 10 people. I will take 15, but no more than that. It's only 2 hours long, and I spend a lot of time with you. I hold space for your spirit guides to come in and literally introduce themselves to you. So if you want to have your own connection with your spirit guides and meet them, you need to register for that. The link is pinned to my Psychic Medium page. And last but not least, if you would like a reading but not pay for a private reading, you can join the Angel Party on the 16th. Okay. And I only take 20 people for that. No more than that. Everybody is guaranteed a reading. It's a small group, semi-private reading. It's like $30 instead of $150. It's a 2-hour event and you all get a reading. So that is available too, but all those spaces go quick. So if you want that in June, make sure you check my pinned posts. Okay. Let's see. You'd love to know how my Roddies are doing. I miss them. What great names. Brutus, Trevor, Sadie, and my boy Tink. A Yorkie poo. Oh my God, Veronica, you had a Yorkie poo? Hold on, my lips are really dry, guys. Sorry. I need to bring Vaseline over here when I'm talking because my lips get so dry. You had a Yorkie poo. I love that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. There's so many critters coming in here. Okay, Brutus, Trevor, Sadie. All right. So I'm getting so much love and chills here. So they're Roddies. They're let's see. They're all together actually. And that, again, that's not uncommon, guys. It's not uncommon. You'll hear me say that a lot. If they come in for you, even if you didn't have them all together, they're usually were in your soul family if they came to you, not always in a lifetime. But don't forget, guys, your soul is eternal and so is theirs. So you have so many other energies around you, guys. So oftentimes the ones in our soul family come with us. Let's see. And they're all there together. Who was the one that had like, let's see, wait a minute. Who was the one that had like a little lighter marking, like kind of like right above the paw on the back of their leg, like the lighter brown, the lighter tan color? Veronica. Let's see, because they're all moving. Let me scroll down here. Yeah, I'm going to start this comment, Veronica. Yeah, they are. They are. And actually, so today we're just doing animals. I have to keep this just to animals because otherwise it gets out of control. And I'm actually going to be doing a reverse reading thing coming in, another live. I'll probably do it tomorrow, actually, after our event. And we can bring your parents through as well, but I will let you know if they're there. I do sense them as well, Veronica. So, but I'm seeing, did he also have like a little marking, on one of his legs? It looks like his front leg up above his paw. Because and there's a leg being held out and it's showing me, it's like, look, right above my paw, up here on my lower leg, there's a tan spot. It looks like it was a tan spot. It was a lighter spot. Let's see. And then, a second. I think my husband's opening the door, guys. So my dogs might bark, so be forewarned. Wow. So for Venetia, they don't need them here, but they have, like, they were totally spoiled in such a good and wonderful way. And they're saying, you know what, we're still spoiled. And I don't normally see this when non-human animals come and visit. They come very purely, like they're always running and playing in wonderful places and doing things with your loved ones and whatever. Your guys, I think one of the reasons why you're sensing your parents, and we will either, if you want to join my online, like group reading on the 16th, or if you want to join for another, I do private readings all week. We'll do them tomorrow, or probably tomorrow as well. We can get more in depth about your parents. But what I noticed is, hey, honey, what I noticed is that your dogs are with your parents. Okay. So one of the reasons you're sensing them, like, let's see. Sorry if they butt in. Yeah. No. So they're not butting in. They're actually being very polite. I'm going to wait. Let me mark this one up here so I can show everybody what they're saying here. What you said. Yeah. You ask about my dogs. But I feel my parents are trying to talk to me. Yeah. So yes, they are, and they're there, and they're not butting in. They're just there and present. And for today, although you can come back and get more, like I said, when I do more online readings or whenever, we can go more in depth about your parents. But you're right. Even if you hadn't posted this about your parents, they are present there with you, and they came in and stepped in. So your dogs are like this, like, you're like there, and they like come in kind of behind you. For me, they're over here on my left-hand side, kind of coming in all four together. And your parents walked in behind them, and they're actually standing behind them. And so their energy is and was present there. And part of that was to answer your, questions like, how are they doing? They're there with your parents. They're all there together. And they run around together. They're like, it's interesting how at peace souls are, and souls are together on the other side. There is no, there's no conflict. We don't have any of the challenges. We have love, we have peace, we have joy, we have abundance. And your parents love those dog souls so much, and they're actually together. Now, this is kind of weird. This gets into a whole interesting idea and description of heaven, which I don't, isn't necessarily a huge topic on this particular live, but what I call heaven, like where we go, where it's really joyful and blissful, and we still want to learn and grow and evolve on the other side. Our physical world here is actually a reflection of the higher worlds of the heavenly realms, and there are many heavenly realms. But some souls, after they leave this world, they choose, at least for a while, they don't ever choose it permanently because they always want to change and grow and evolve, right? But one of the things that they do is they will often choose what they really loved or enjoyed as a type of a lifestyle for a while they're there. And what your parents and your dogs are actually showing me is they're all together in like a beautiful home with a beautiful yard. And the dogs actually go out and they run and play with all sorts of other dog souls. I mean, that's what they do. You can think something over there and boom, you're there. But they're running and playing. Your parents will be out in the yard and they're all there. Part of this is because in common what they have is their love and connection to you. And this sounds kind of weird because there's no sense of time there, but they're all kind of like they're waiting for you and their loved ones. They're enjoying knowing you're here working through your life, doing your work here, doing your soul work here, doing your animal work here. And they're there loving and supporting you. But their energy and their love and their support is still there for you. Okay. When we come to this world, we're given gifts. And your animals all gave you. Now, this is really cool, Venetia. I have to say this in order for this to make sense. And some of you may have heard this before, but when we come into this world, we spend a certain amount of time outside of time in this special garden preparing for our incarnation. It's sort of like preparing for a business trip or a vacation, right? Our spirit guides, our angels, our loved ones. Sometimes they're the ones that are going to be our children. So they're not in this world yet. Sometimes they're loved ones and relatives that have already crossed over. Like if you have a grandparent that died before you were born, and they come and they meet us in this soul. Sometimes it's our animals we're going to be with, and they come and they will give us, hey honey, they will give us gifts. I'll be done in a few minutes. Okay, they give us gifts, and these gifts are qualities, traits, behaviors, habits. And they give you gifts that your soul can bring to you. And they're like energy packages. And you get to bring them into this world. So it might be, maybe your great grandfather gives you the gift of building and the ability to just be able to innately put things together. And that's a gift you're going to have in your physical form. Maybe they give you the gift of patience. Maybe they give you the gift of beauty or a beautiful voice. Right? But these are gifts that our soul families and circles give us to incarnate. And what's really cool here, Venetia, I hope you're still there. I'm assuming you are and you're just listening. I feel like I can feel your energy. What I'm seeing here is that, your parents are like pointing like down to the dogs. Your dogs actually gave you some of the gifts and abilities that allow you to connect and be patient with and love and interpret and understand and be loved by non-human animals in this world. So they actually gave you some of your connection with non-human animal gifts. Part of this was just innate to your soul, but the actual gifts they gave you as a human actually came from your angels and your dog souls, your horse and dog soul energies. Okay, which I think is amazing. I have never seen that before. In all the years I've done this, in all of my cosmic memory of remembering this, I've never had animal souls or even human souls, angels, anybody come through and say, these non-human animal souls gave this person these gifts for their lifetime. And I'm blown away by that. I think that's absolutely amazing. But they did. And they're now on the other side watching you use these gifts with your horses, with our horses. One example they're saying to me is when you came in and you met Micah. Micah responded in a way I've never seen him ever respond to a human before. First time meeting like that ever. And that was part of the gift that your Roddies gave to you and your horses gave to you as as a gift for this lifetime. And I'm getting to witness you using it, which I think is absolutely amazing. But no, they're doing fine. Let's see. Let's see. One of them, so trying to find out the way they want me to say this here. So the one you had, are you still there, Venetia? Let me know if you're still there. Figures I've been on here almost 2 hours and now I'm getting a bunch of people on here. Guys, I'll stay on 20 more minutes, okay, guys? But I want to finish this reading here for Venetia. Are you still there, Venetia? Let me know if you are. Because I want to make sure you're here before I go on with this here. I think you probably are. Yes. Okay, awesome. So they're going back and they're showing me the one you had a real internal, a very difficult decision to make about helping them to cross over. And what they're showing me is like the mental and emotional difficulty of this scenario and this situation. And sorry, guys, I have to, in order to scroll down more in comments here, I have to post this Meet Your Spirit Guides event thing I had typed in so I can send it. You guys can find this in my pinned post on here if you guys want to join that. But I got to post that there so I can, okay, because it was blocking my scrolling here. Thank you for typing that, Venetia, so I was able to see you're there. What they want you to know is that these gifts that they gave you in that garden before you came they're so integrated with you, and that's one of the wonderful things about them being a gift, is that has helped you in these types of cases, in these scenarios. Hey, Jeet, welcome. It's helped you in these scenarios so much, and trusting in yourself as you do is one of the very most important things that you can do, because you just know. They're like, and you know it before you even have to think about it. You know it. And that's really important. They're like, you don't even have to try as hard as you do, but that you made all the right decisions. Okay. You made all of the right decisions with your animals, with the timing, with the feeling, with what they needed, your ability to love and treat them with the same amount of love and respect and dignity and support that you would a human is exactly a shining example, and one of the reasons why you're here, of what people need. Okay, what people need to be learning and what they need to be doing. And they want you to know that each of them passed at the exact perfect time for them. Okay. And they're like, it's that you'll always hold in your heart when you remember the anguish and torment and difficulty of that decision. They're showing me it was very, very difficult. The one dog in particular, and they're just showing me this experience of it just being, not that it's ever easy, but it was really difficult because it was sort of like, is this really what they're telling me? Is this really exactly the right time? But you did absolutely the right thing. And to remind you that as much as it seemed like you had a say and control in it, you were actually connecting and facilitating for them, because their souls choose. And guys, the non-human animals have the free will too. No matter how a scenario seems, whether it seems like a vet or a doctor has messed up, whether it seems like you've missed something, or you jumped the gun, or you were too late, their soul chooses. And there is a point in which free will takes over, and even the decisions that you make by universal law cannot interfere with that. And you need to trust in that, because what they're showing me is you absolutely did everything right. Okay. Let's block our little Jeet friend here. Bye, Jeet. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I had a feeling about him, but I was just waiting to see. Let's see. We'll delete this comment. Sorry. I love when they come in and interrupt my readings. Okay. So what they want you to have and what your parents want you to have, and then we can do another reading completely separate for your parents, Veronica, but Veronica. Phoenicia. Let's see. Here we go. Summer we had to put down. It killed me to put down Lassie and Gemini. I know what the horses, I know that was completely, but they're referring to this too, Venetia, that you made the right decisions, and you know that you did. The pain of your nervous system replaying the dilemma and the pressure to get every little moment right and to not mess up with the significant decisions is still there because it's in your emotional memory. But what they want to tell you is that they're all there together and you made the right decisions. Okay? And it was perfect timing. And they needed your assistance. And this is where the difficulty comes in for us humans. We don't always realize we're assisting. We're not just assisting, like for you, it seems like you were assisting your horses in crossing over and relieving them of pain and suffering. But you were doing so much more than that. You were also assisting them in their free will. See, it's the opposite of what we think it is. Okay. We see, oh, they're in pain. I'm going to make this difficult decision in relieving their pain. And I am ending their life in doing that, right? So it seems like a big deal. And it is a big deal. But it's such a sacred honor. Because what you're really doing that we don't, you may know intellectually, you might intuitively feel, but what you really don't really know you're doing in that time is you're actually playing a role in the free will choice that they made. You're playing the role. They need someone to play that role to help them cross over at that time. Not all non-human animals want that. You'll find, excuse me, those of you that have cats, a lot of times the cats I don't want to say they want to suffer. That's not really the right word. They don't want to always be assisted. The cats have a sacred thing about the dying process, which isn't really, there is no death, the transition process. They have a sacred thing about that. It's a sacred process. And a lot of times they want to go through the entire process naturally. They want to be made comfortable. They want you there, maybe. But this is a sacred process for cats. And a lot of times they don't want that assistance. But either way, they still choose the moment. Because what you and I think is suffering is not really suffering. We get to experience suffering in this world, especially mentally, emotionally, and physically. The mental and emotional stuff, we mostly self-induce, not all the mental stuff. The physical stuff, we can't help. And it happens, and it's awful. But suffering beyond this physical world, how it's seen energetically, is not what we actually think it is. Okay? And there is a sacred purpose for it. And we get something out of it that we don't realize. Okay. So when that animal has had enough and wants and needs your assistance, which your horses did, and I'm seeing at least this one dog did. There's a canine energy I'm seeing that we also had a lot of this going on with. It's a sacred honor to be doing it. So what they would really like for you to be able to do is to remove the resistance of the pain of that. In other words, allow in and find a new level of acceptance and surrender to the memory of that experience and the questions that you have about still, did you do the right thing? and to get on the other side of that, because they are all there with your parents, fine and happy and grateful. And for Gemini, the moment he departed was like complete and utter joy and gratitude. Complete and utter joy and gratitude. Okay. And I'm slowing down and pausing here because I'm letting Gemini show me what the actual physical feeling and experience was, which I wish I could share with you, like allow you to experience. You can, I mean, you can get in a place of being receptive, but like, it just makes me want to bubble up with joy. The freedom was like, I'm back and I'm free. And just immediately started running and bucking and dancing but right there over your shoulder, there with you, didn't leave you, watched you, witnessed you mourning and loving on, loving him, and the deep heartfelt pain that you had, but meanwhile was celebrating and with nothing but gratitude, and immediately really focused that direction on wanting you to know how grateful he was. So this here is an opportunity for you to recognize how much gratitude comes the second they're on the other side and they're released of that heavy body and that pain and that feeling, wanting to get through to you all the time, saying, thank you, mom. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it was perfect. It was perfect timing right down to the moment. Okay. Sadie had the tumor. Okay. Okay, that's why they're showing me the feet, the light feet. Okay. So the reason that this came in and they were showing me the feet and the paws and the painful decision you had to make with the dog is because this is another one that you need to release. This is another one that you can actually kind of let go of this dark little cloud and be lighter. It was something that they wanted to deal with and talk to you about today. So it was something you could be more free with. This is Billy, guys. This is Billy. Billy, come here. Come say hi. Come here, sweetie. Oh, she's gonna lay down. Okay. So let's tune into her here. He did run across a cloud. Yes, he did. You saw him in the sky. Okay, awesome. Because what I'm getting is he was so happy. He just wanted to dance around and jump around and run freely. I mean, so freaking excited. And I can feel that. And you can see my energy go up, like, because I'm picking up on his energy. But it was cute because like he kept doing that. And then he kept looking back at mom. And it was like, okay, look. So you did have that connection and you did see it. And that's wonderful. That's good. So here's the thing. And then I want to go back to Sadie for a minute. You don't need me to tell Gemini how much you love him. He hasn't gone anywhere. So when I tell you guys, sorry, I'm tearing up. When I tell you guys that they can see and hear and feel and sense you, even though you might struggle to do that with them, that's literal. Like just as clearly as you can see and sense me right now, they already know. They can feel it before you say anything, before you think about how can I let them know, they know all the time. They know. And that's why soon as Gemini was released and was jumping around and happy and joyful, kept looking back like, but mom's in pain and mom misses me. Right. And so what greater gift could he have possibly given you than you literally seeing him in the sky? Like they're, and the thing is that's what they want you to focus on, because that's where and how they are. And so what is anything greater than us knowing they're okay? Right? Nothing. There's nothing greater than us knowing they're fine and okay. Yeah, we miss them, but that's fine as long as they're fine, right? And he's better than fine. And he came with a purpose and a mission with you, and he fulfilled it. And one of the greatest journeys you guys had together was that journey to his passing. See, we look at all these great memories and times and things we do with our animals and our people as the best times with them. But actually, energetically, the best and most sacred and significant times that we have with our animals is in our people is often during transition times. It's not our favorite times. It's often our worst, most difficult times, but they're also our more significant times because just the witnessing and being a part of that transition is a sacred, sacred act. And I only learned that, guys, because when I started helping with transitions and helping people learn transitions and helping animals transition, and I thought, oh my God, this is not what I want my life purpose to be. And I learned how sacred that was. I learned it was one of the most sacred gifts I could have. Everybody thinks, oh my God, delivering a baby, being there when someone's born is the most sacred. Yeah, that's one end of it. We don't think about that when it comes to the departing. But transitioning back into the other world is every bit as sacred as being a doctor or delivering a baby or being here when the baby's born. Coming into the world is one sacred act, but coming out is another. Okay, and we need to not forget that. Okay, let's do this here. Let's see. You told him. Let's see. I told him to let me know he made it. Oh, and he did. Yes, he did. Got such chills. He loves that. Yeah, you guys are so connected. Let's see. Let's do this here. Sadie had the tumor. Let me ask Sadie to come forward a little more. Because the showing of the pause was actually one of the first things they brought up and showed me. Okay. Let's see. So Sadie's so sweet. I just love her. So much love and protective energy there. Protection of you, love and guardianship of everyone in her life, and a very sense of very dignified and honored to have that duty, to look after everyone, to be a protective nurturer. And I just love that energy about her. And she also chose her moment in her time. And also, it looks as though she had this tumor for a while before you knew that she had it. This was something that had been brewing there. And that's okay because she wants you to know that that was her choice for her exit out of this world. There has to be an exit for all of us out of this world. And she had to choose a time with you where there are going to be shifts going on in and around your life as well, because there were shifts in the energy field for all of you at that time. And there are certain windows of opportunity for us to come and go in this world, that we can choose our coming and our departing. Okay. And so that's what she did. And so that tumor was timing wise led up to that window of opportunity when her soul needed to leave as well. Now, there's something she's showing me about collars with her. And I don't know if it was the color, if it was like the size, but she's showing me a decision about collars, and collars that were two different colors for her. And I'm trying to share what she's really saying versus what her perspective is, because for the dogs, the animal's perspective is always a little bit different for us. And something about the collars and the tags. So I don't know if there was like you didn't like one of the collars, or she outgrew one of the collars kept breaking, but she's showing me two different collars, different colors. And she likes the one. So I guess I don't know if you had a red or a pink or a purple color. There's one that's like a beautiful bright color, and it looks like it's, see, they see differently than we do, but to me it looks like it was like either pink or red, or like purple and pink. And I don't mean there, I don't mean like on the same collar. I mean as like a solid color, like individual color. And that she felt beautiful and very special in, and loved that. And there was also something about the thickness. So it was like, I'm having a side conversation with her to see what she's trying to get at about these, because our perspectives are very different about this. One of your other dogs had a collar that she recognized as different. And she's saying, like, trying to understand what she's trying to show me here. She's using the word admired. And this is interesting, Venetia, because oftentimes the dogs see the collars that we give them as a symbol of our importance to them, and in our belonging to them, our level of importance in their life, our level of claiming them and them being a family member. Okay. Yeah, check, because I'm seeing both pink and red. So I don't know if you switched colors or somebody had a red one, but what she's showing me is that, and this, I know this is valid, and I'm just trying to interpret the frequency of what she's telling me, because it gives me such chills, and it's making me giggle. She admired the collar that one of your other dogs had. So I don't know who she was with. Was it let me go back to your original. I'm so bad with names here sometimes. Let me go back to, wait a second. I think it was, I don't think I starred your other, wait a minute. Make sure I get the right name right that she's saying. I want to say it was Brutus. Was she with Brutus? Is that who she was with? It was a male dog. So there's a male dog she's showing me, that I think it was red. Okay. Well, so she admired the collar on one of your other dogs, and I believe it was Brutus. I don't know who she was with, because I'm seeing them all there together now outside of time and space. But she's showing me admiring this collar, and for the dogs, not all of them, but for most of them, if they have loving owners, they see this as their sort of like their stature, their importance. And I learned this initially from one of my dogs. And when you have the collar on them, how important they feel. And they feel like they belong with you, that they're important enough for you to claim, and they're part of your pack. And they may pay a lot closer attention to this than you guys may realize. But she really admired this collar that he had. And wait, I gotta see this. This is so awesome. Summer was with Brutus. She was with Fozzie. Okay. So did he have a real nice thick neck? Fozzie, was he the one with the nice thick neck? Because from her perspective, he was like, he had this collar that she admired. Oh, he's the blonde and cream one. Okay. Well, that's who I saw very first when you came up and showed. And then when you described them in the comments, I was like, kind of shoved that image to the side because there are so many other animal souls wanting to get through, and I'm trying to not let them bomb your reading. So, okay, this is the light one I saw then initially. Okay, well, she's showing me she admired this collar. So did he have like a black or did he have a nice like leather collar? You too, Alan, welcome. Because it looks like a nice thick like brown or black collar. It looks like it might have even been leather. And she freaking like was part chow. Okay. Oh my god, I've got so many dogs. This is why there's so many dogs here. He had a blue collar. Okay. Was it dark blue one or was it bright blue? She is seeing it looks like it's got a different weight than the one that she had. And she really admired this. Let's see, let's follow the trail of her collar story here. I got her from the pound and I threw out what she had and bought one for, oh yeah. So, okay, so this all goes together. So yeah, so what she's showing me is, because this is her perspective now, okay? She admired his collar and she admired what it meant and symbolized. And the whole point of this whole collar thing is that, and you got to understand, guys, they're sharing all this with me, this complex emotion and from their dog perspective. And I'm trying to interpret it because it's just frequency. But what she's showing me is she admired his collar and what it meant so much. And then she was showing me this bright collar, which I guess was red, because it looked either bright pink or bright red to me. When you tossed out the old one, because she was showing me these two collars, getting rid of one, mom replaced it with another. That would have been I'm asking her, is it the old one that she had that you replaced when you rescued her? She felt so honored. She felt claimed. She felt the sense of belonging. That's what really let her know that she was with you, that she was safe, that she was significant, that she was a valuable part of the pack. And I'm just feeling what she's feeling. It just, there are no words. I mean, like, I'm tearing up over it, but I'm getting chills and like so proud. She's like, she felt like this. She felt so proud. And so for you, you were just replacing the collar, and that meant a lot to you. That was significant. You were giving her a nice collar. But for her, that meant everything. That was all she needed to know. She was initiated into the herd. She was now somebody of value. She felt secure. She knew she had a forever home. She had been claimed. She was starting a new life. It meant all of these things to her. Okay. And she immediately admired Fozzie, and she admired that collar he wore because of what it meant. Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm never going to keep track of all these, Venetia. I don't care if I'm doing a reading or I'm sitting down talking to you. I'm never going to keep track of all your animals. They're showing themselves to me as you're sharing them, but I can barely keep track of my own. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Trevor had the purple collar. Okay, they're showing me all these freaking collars. So let me check in with Sadie, because here's the thing. There's so much information coming in right now, and I'm trying to sort it all out. And believe it or not, it's really hard, because when they cross over, they can show me things about each other, and it makes it very confusing for me to know who was alive together. Trevor had a purple one, and it had a thick lining. Okay, she was dead, but she did see Trevor's collar then, because she's showing me a different weight. She's showing me a different weight now. Yeah, She needed to know she was mine. And she okay, well that was when you brought her forward. She wanted to step forward in the difficulty and the struggle that you had in deciding over her passing. Okay. But then she immediately went into this thing about the collars because she wanted you to know this. She wanted you to know how much this actually meant to you. You knew intuitively she needed to know that, but she says you didn't ever really know how much that meant. You didn't know how much that was the world to her. That was all she needed to know. She wasn't going anywhere. She had her security. She was part of the pack, and that meant more to her than anything. Okay. And that was so important. Yes. So now Trevor, let's see here. He's the one. Okay. So that's why they're bringing in the purple. Then they were showing me the purple, which I kind of set off to the side because it looked like she was wearing bright pink or bright red, which you're saying was bright red. Okay. And that was perfect for her, by the way. The bright red was perfect because the other, the energy of the red that the pink doesn't have is the red has the protective power and the energy power that Sadie had. And so the red was perfect for her. So thank you for that. She wants to thank you for that. Because that just made her whole life. Like literally, if you hadn't replaced that collar, she wouldn't have had the same confidence no matter how much you loved her, no matter how much you made her part of the pack. For the dogs, for some reason, they see the other dogs and they know that means they're tied to you. They're with you. Okay. Now, did you also have a special tag made for her collar along with like a rabies tag or something? 2 tags. Were there 2 tags on her collar? There were 2 little things that moved on her collar. She's showing me. And I'm looking for that for confirmation. Now Trevor had the purple collar with the lining. Yeah. So that's where the purple came from. And that was his collar was thicker than her collar. Was that right? And it had the heavy texture. So that's probably what I was misunderstanding when they were trying to show me. Sorry, guys. Our horse group is messaging each other, and that's all the text you're getting, Venetia. They're coming into you too. I know it. So because there's a weight there, and there's a good significance there. He also liked his collar, but he liked the weight. And you don't remember a second tag. Okay, so it might not have been a tag. It might have been an extra moving hook. She says there were a couple moving things on that collar. So I don't know if it was, I'm asking if it was the flap. No, it wasn't. It wasn't any extra flap from the sizing of the collar. It would have just been, it might have been an extra like loop or hook on there, but she's showing me a tag, and then like there was an extra moving part that she said they kind of clanked together. And she was definitely there because she's like, whenever I would move, I could make him clank and I could hear him and feel him. And she said, all the better. That made me all the more important. Let's see. I think it was just the extra. Yeah, there were 2 things. It was just the extra little, the collars usually have the part that you can put the lead in, and then there's an extra little place like for a tag. And I think it was just those 2 things. So it was like the tag and then the part you could put the collar, the loop for a lead in. So they would have been showing me the purple lead to make sure that Trevor didn't get forgotten here in this. Trevor is just showing me this like bigger than life energy. And this is because when he came into your life, his energy was supposed to be very grounding for you and supposed to be very like it was more of like sort of all encompassing. Like he was like, he had this, his energy was like this guardian protective energy for you that for some reason you needed at that time in your life around you. So I don't know if there was you needed that extra canine and like protective male masculine energy vibe in your life, but he's just showing this big bubble of energy, and he's saying, I was like this, and he's showing me himself like 100 times bigger than he was as a dog, but his energy and his aura was that big. And he's showing me looks like it's a bowl. He's like, it wasn't like the regular dog bowl. So I don't know if you had plastic bowls and then metal bowls. This bowl looked like it had dog stuff on it, like dog prints, like paw prints or bones, something like drawn, like, or carved into the side. I think it was drawn, not carved, on the side of this bowl. Yes, they did all save you emotionally. And it looked like this was, he's showing me like, did you have a dog bowl like in the kitchen or like laundry room? It looks like a laminate or like a tile or a linoleum type of floor with a dog bowl on it. It wasn't like a real dark floor though. It was like a lighter floor, like a medium to light floor. And then he's also showing me like outside. So it was either like a deck or a patio floor. And he's showing me a water bowl in both places. Did you have a water bowl in both places at this time? Let's see. He slept with me. No, he had a lifted dog bowl tower for taller dogs. Okay. Well, he's showing me a bowl, and I'm going to stick with this because he knows what he's showing me. He's showing me a dog bowl that has dog print on it. So did he go somewhere where somewhere he was staying, or a friend or a relative had a bowl that had dog bowls and dog prints on it? Because he couldn't move the dog bowl that was in the stand, but he could move this other bowl around. He's showing me a bowl he could move around. He could move with his paws. He could move with his nose. He could move it across the floor. And he's showing me and remembering. So maybe it was where if you guys were going somewhere or someone's house you were going to, but I'm going to argue with this and stick with this because he's showing me this. He's remembering this. Okay. He's also showing me, was he the one that shook that would get all the stuffing out of the toys? Because he's also showing me a soft toy, it was probably like, I'm trying to size it compared to him. It was pretty big. It was probably like this big. And his food bowl he can move around. Okay. Well, there's something about this bowl. Did you get him 2 different bowls? Did you have to give him another bowl? You tore balls toys. Yeah. Okay. We'll get back to the toys. Yeah. He's showing me toys and he'd like to pull the stuffing out. And then he's showing me a specific favorite toy. So we'll get back to that because this is validation. Okay. But he must have had different food bowls in his life. So it must have been like 2 separate food bowls. So I don't know if there was like, one looks like it was a plastic bowl, a plastic food bowl, and he could move it around. And he really liked being able to move that bowl around. And then I don't know what happened to that bowl, or you just got tired and sick of that bowl, or that bowl got used for something else. He doesn't know, but he's like, then he got a new bowl. He got a different food bowl. Okay. And he needed to be taller. He got ambulatory. He needed it to be taller. Okay. Well, he's saying he got the new bowl, but he is showing me. So keep that in mind. Maybe you can go back and find or remember going somewhere. He significantly remembers a bowl that had little things on it, like designed on it. So it had to be like probably this thick or tall at least for him to be able to see things on it. And when you got him new bowls, were they like stainless? Were they metal? because he's showing me a significant texture. I know we're going on a long time about this, guys, but you got to understand from the animal's perspective, it's just frequency. So for me, it's like interpreting thousands of different languages, trying to understand what they're showing me. They're letting me see through their eyes and what they're feeling and sensing. And then they're describing it from their dog perspective. Okay. From their animal perspective. So, he noticed the texture was very different as well. So it looks like he went to a metal bowls. They were stainless. Okay. All right. So, because the texture was very different, he liked moving the plastic bowls better. He even liked the sound that it made when he'd move it across the floor. It's like, he liked that. He liked that he could make that sound. And he also said that he liked to move it across the floor. I don't know if you can remember this. So think about it, because what he's saying is he would move that plastic bowl across the floor, and then he would look to see if you were watching him and if you noticed, because it made a noise and it was a way of getting your attention. And then the other thing is, let me see here. Move back up to here. He's showing me toys. He's showing me one toy in particular that he really loved. And he tore it up, and then he liked to continue to carry it around. It was like a body, and then he loved it because it had like long legs. It had like 4 legs, and the legs had like the paws were different. So it looked like it was a lighter stuffed animal. It was like white or tan, and then at the bottom, the feet were a different color, and he could see those tones, even though they don't see colors the way we do. He could see the tones, and he loved that. He loved carrying it around and like having it fling around. He loved having softness near his face. He's like one of his ways to snuggle, because he was big. He liked feeling the soft. It was very comforting to have the soft up by his face, especially like his cheekbone, his eye, like his lip. He really loved that. And it was just very soothing and comforting for him. He's like, at heart, I was just a big puppy. It was always just a big puppy inside. And he felt like that as well. Let's see. Now, was Trevor the one? Did you feel that Trevor could have lived longer, Venetia? Is this the one that that you felt that? I mean, I know it's hard to leave all of them, and you have a lot of animals, so this could be, and I'm not trying to be too general here, but what is resonating? Hi, Christina, welcome. We are all well. Thank you so much. I'm doing just non-human animal readings today, Christina. I'll be getting off in a few minutes. I've already been on almost 2.5 hours, so I'm definitely getting off when I meet in 8 minutes. So if you have a question, please let me know about animals. Yeah, he was 170 pounds. Yeah, he was a big boy. And energetically, as I mentioned, he was even bigger. But it looks like, he's like, he wants you to know that it was perfect timing for him as well. Okay. I'm getting a 7 and 8. So I don't know what happened when he was 7 or 8, but he's saying share 7 and 8. That is beautiful, isn't it, Christina? I think that, let's see. He got worse, hard for him to move. Yeah. He's just showing me 7 and 8. And the feeling that he's giving me and what he's sharing is that, and we'll get to you in a minute, Christina, okay? He's like, there was a feeling you had that it was sort of unfair that his life seemed cut short. So if he started struggling some at that time, I can see where you would feel that way. But he wants to remind you that they're so present. They don't sense time like us. And the time goes by much slower for them when they're here. So he believes you'll find it comforting to know, like, what seems to you like, a short amount of time, for him, honestly, it felt like 80 years. It felt like he had an 80-year-old life. Okay. And that's the number he's giving me. So his message to you is nothing was cut short for me. I did what I came here to do. I protected you. I gave you my love and my support and my energy. I surrounded you with it. We had the best times together. I had all your love. I was your baby and I know it. And I had such a fulfilled life. And then when it was time to go, I'm still here with you. He's like, to him, he doesn't feel like he left you. Okay. So please know that and don't feel like he got gypped in any way. He feels like you think he got gypped. Let's see. Wait a minute here. He loved car rides. Yes. Couldn't get in anymore. I had him from about 2 to 7 or 8. Okay. All right. So that's why he's showing me 7 or 8. But he wants you to know it wasn't cut short. It wasn't cut short. He was here for the perfect amount of time. Okay. And to him, it felt like a long life, even though it was such a short amount of time for you. Okay. Let's see. Yes. He loved bubbles and would pop them. It's awesome. One of the things that he loved was you guys had lots of little play moments like that were very personable, that were very intimate, that were very just 100% attention on each other. And that's one of the things he was here to give you, to take you into the present, to allow you to forget the stuff you were worried about and caught up in just because you were so focused on him. And he said one of his abilities was that he could keep you momentarily in that form of attention. He could engage you like that. And he was so fun and he was so silly and he was so attentive and interactive with you. You guys had that mental and emotional intimacy and level of connection, soul connection, that he said that was really good for you. And that was one of his jobs, was to do that. Okay. I know, way too short for you. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. I'm going to mark your message about Daisy. Okay, Christina. Yeah. So definitely too short for you. But I think that's why he wanted to come through and say for you, for him, it felt like he was here 80 years with you. Okay. So please know that. Let's see. He ate the balls. Yeah. Yeah. Did you have like real strong chew toys for him too? Like that he could chew on and not break? And like, did you have those real strong, like Kong balls as well? Cause he's showing me carrying around like, this big, heavy, this heavy ball. So you must have also gotten him ones that he couldn't eat, that he couldn't chew up. Venetia, I know we have so much more we could go in here with your animals, and we should definitely go in on with your parents. So if you want to find any of my other live readings, free live readings, your parents are there with your animals. They are literally all there together. They're all living in heaven on the other side, on a property together. And your animals roam and they play. Your horses play with other horses. They all come back together. They are all part of your soul family. They are. And, they continue to come and accompany you here in this world. And you can find me on other free readings, or for those of you that just joined and you didn't hear, on the 16th, I have an angel party online. It is $30 for 2 hours. Everyone is guaranteed a reading. It is a small group, semi-private reading. For those of you who would like a reading with me, but you can't afford or don't want a private reading, okay? The online free readings are great, but they are not the same, okay? You can always schedule a private reading with me. But also, if you guys want to meet your spirit guides, before I go on to the next people, for Michelle and Christina for their readings, if you want to meet your spirit guides, I only take 10 people, 15 at the most for that. That will be the 29th of June. You can find all these events that are pinned to the top of my Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page. Okay. And so let's see. I'll just put this on here. Events pinned. to this page. I'm going to put this up here. So if you guys want to join any events, here is my page. Just look at the pinned events if you guys want to participate in any of these things, okay? But it's very, very limited spaces because I like to give everyone a lot of attention. I'm exceedingly thorough. Spirit comes through very thoroughly for me. On the online free readings, I'm not quite as thorough. Spirit wants me to get to as many people as possible. So just, this is my business. I need to make a living. And when people get on here, I want to give as many people as possible answers and validation and comfort and attention. That's what Spirit asked me to do. And I do what it asked me to do because it knows best. Okay. So if you want something more private, you can join these group events that I have this month, or you can schedule a private reading. But please make sure you like this broadcast if you find it cool. We're here every Friday doing just animal stuff for an hour plus, just animal stuff. Okay. All right. Veronica, I hope that helped you and you enjoyed that. There's so much more we could go into, but I hope that we went through enough of your wonderful soul critters today. And honestly, I see you at the barn, but I haven't gotten to connect with your animals like that. And that's just freaking amazing. I love them. I love your parents too. So come find me this week on my other free live readings, and we will bring your parents through, beyond the animal readings that we're doing here today. Okay. I love you. And thank you for watching after my horses on the day I have off. Guys, this is the third day in over a year I have finally had off from having to go to the barn. Every single day for over a year, I've been at the barn every single day with my horses, and I miss them desperately, but I'm actually getting some work done on my business. Okay. So let's see. Let's see here. Let me do this quick here. Christina Marie, Daisy. Let's see here. Hold on here. Let me scroll up here. I used to play soccer, by the way, Venetia, with my border collie. And she would put big holes in the ball and get her teeth cut. Let's see here. Oh, excellent, Michelle. They're living. Okay, well, we'll get to them. Hold on here. I'm trying to find your comment, Christina, about Daisy. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see here. Christina Marie, I've got lots of critters running towards me right now. What please do not describe Daisy to me. But what was Daisy, please? What kind of animal was Daisy? Do not describe her to me, though. I will describe her to you as a reverse reading to make sure we got the right one, because I want to use that for validation. So don't tell me what she looks like, but can you tell me what she was, please? Only what she was. Don't describe her. I've got lots of animal soul. I'm like starting a new reading now, so the animal souls are running through like crazy here. Let's see here. You too, Natalie. Love you. I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening this week. Okay, let's see here. All right. Well, Christina, let's move on. Then we'll do Michelle first then. Let's see, Willow and Ernesto. Let's see. Ah, how cute they are. So let's do some validation here. Okay, so is Willow either bigger or has longer fur than Ernesto, please? I want to do some validation here. Does Willow have longer fur and is larger than Ernesto? Michelle, let me know. Oh my gosh, what cute energies they have here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to write something here for you. Bye, Natalie. Are you still there, Michelle? I'm connecting to your two kitties. They're absolutely freaking, I love their energy. They're amazing. I want to get some validation for these two little guys. They are so funny. So wow. So they're and they're super funny together, actually. You have a lot of fun and mischievous energy going on here. Let's see here. Michelle, there you are. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Michelle said, I really appreciate you sharing your abilities with all of us and your words of wisdom. You're a wonderful person. Well, I try. Thank you. I am just doing what I love to do and what Spirit is asking me to do. So I am so glad and grateful that you are benefiting and that you appreciate it and you find it valuable, Michelle. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Yeah, she has the longer fur and she's very tiny. Okay. All right. As soon as you popped their names up and I connected with them, I just started to absolutely giggle and with their energy, and their energy just made me laugh. It's so wonderful and it's so playful and it's so fun. And immediately what came up, I like to walk you guys through what I experience so you see what I'm having to interpret and you can sort of live vicariously through what I'm doing. I was immediately being shown one of them had lighter fur, one of them had darker fur, one of them was bigger, one of them was shorter, or not shorter, one of them was bigger, one of them was super tiny. And so she has the longer fur and she's the tiny one. Okay, got it. Let's see. Is she also the lighter one? Is she also the one with the lighter fur? Because they're also showing me one has light fur, one has darker fur. So let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to type in here this at the same time. Let's see. It's harder to do this on here than on my phone. All right. Wow, they're so cute. So they're showing me, do you have like do you have a staircase? Have they been somewhere with a staircase? They're showing me batting things around, like playing with each other. You look forward to my shows? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. That's why I'm here. They're showing me batting stuff around. And they're, again, I love doing the animal readings, guys, because they show me like an animal perspective. They show me like they're, like normally with a bird, it would be a bird's eye view. They're showing me like a cat eye view. Let's see now. Let's see. At least one of them still has their front claws. Is that correct? They're so cute. They love each other. Yeah, I can see that. They're like just showing me. They are playing and they are showing me this just like hide and seek, stalking each other. One of them loves to stalk the other one while they're sleeping or they're eating, and like kind of like startle them. They're showing me there's some little tiny thing you have. I don't know if they're ball. It looks like a little teeny tiny ball, but it might not be a ball. It might be like it's something though that like it's this big and it bounces around and they can hit it and bat it and roll it. And then they're like, it gets lost and then we can't find it. And then you have to pull these things out. They're also showing me, mostly black. Yeah. Okay. She has black and white fur. Okay. So that's where I'm seeing the white. Now, did you also have a cat that had like almost like a gray, like a taupe and gray fur? Yeah, they're showing me playing with the toys like crazy, and they're showing me how much they love each other, and they're showing me the mischief they love to get in together. They're also showing me, do you have stairs? And is there a place where they're also showing me, now keep in mind, they're showing me their view. They're showing me what looked like wood columns or wood pillars. It would almost be like they're showing me running around, and then they're showing me playing. They're showing me playing on the stairs, and they're showing me like hiding at the top and bouncing things up and down and rolling them up and down. They have a lot harder. They can toss it and bat it and roll downstairs and play, but they have trouble getting the toys back up the stairs. But they're showing me that they love to play around the stairs. They're also showing me, let me scroll down and see. I want to make sure this all makes sense to you and we're validating. Let me scroll down and see here. Mostly black. Yes, they play with their toys. Yes, their stairs they play on. Okay, awesome. Willow is the playful one that tries to get Ernesto to play. Yes. Okay. So what I'm seeing is, so that's she's probably the one that's stalking him, because I'm seeing the stalking while he's doing other things, while he's napping, while he's eating, and initiating all of this. Ernesto is gray tabby. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's where I'm seeing the gray from then. All right. So guys, this is very interesting because sometimes you see this stuff and it's not always the same with every person, every soul, every animal. It's not always the same. I just do my best to honestly interpret. It's all vibrational frequency. So sometimes I will see colors separate from the fur of the animal, and then eventually the whole animal comes in. Sometimes I see the whole animal right away and I can just describe the whole animal. It really depends on the soul and on me and our connection. So that's why sometimes you'll hear me just describe an animal and it's like this. And I know, and I'm like, okay, like I did at the beginning of this, where I was like, okay, who's the black and orange one for Angie? Who's the black and orange one? Who's the black and white one? It was clear. They both came in. There was a black and white one. There was a black and orange one. And then there was a gray one, right? And that came in clear. With yours, some of the body parts and styles kind of came in mixed up, and I had to match the passport personality with that. So it's not, it can be different with every animal, guys, and every soul. So I'm sorry about that, but that's why I asked for the physical validation. That's why with Christina, I said, what kind of animal are you looking for, along with the name, but don't describe the animal, right? Because I want to be able to, hold on, let me get my computer plug. I'm going to lose my computer's going to. Oh God. Sorry guys, hang in there with me. I was only going to be on here an hour and it's been 2.5. And so I didn't know I had to plug my computer in or I'm going to lose you all. So anyway, so that's why, and I just try to be really honest about this stuff, guys. This is why this stuff is not, it's all interpretation. It's all, you have to pick up on the frequency and then describe it. And so, you know, sometimes it takes a while to get it exactly right. Sometimes it pops up really clearly, but this is why I always ask you guys for physical validation, because there's things I don't want you telling me. I want to be able to tell you so that we can verify it's the right soul or it's the right animal or that kind of thing. Okay. Because it blows my mind what the animals and what spirit will tell us. All right. Let's see. The gray tabby. Yes. Okay. So that's the gray I'm seeing. Let's see. So yeah, they, let's see. And Ernesto, I hope I don't, hold on. Let me do this because I want to make sure I don't lose their names. Okay. That's amazing because we just gave them a bunch of new toys and the other day they were so excited. Oh yeah, they are. And that's what they're showing me. I mean, that's why when they burst up and I just burst out laughing, I was like, oh my God, no way. Because they are so excited. Like you saw me bubble up. You guys can go back and watch this in the video. I just bubbled up because that was their excitement and they are so excited and they have so much fun with it. They don't like losing the toys. You see, sometimes they lose it and they want you to, you know, really keep up with finding all the toys even more quickly. Because when they lose them, sometimes you're not around and they want that toy. They don't know where it went. So, you know, every day, I guess you got to do that. Look for them, but they really love it. They especially love the little ones that are like this size and they're seem to be round. But yeah, they're showing me batting those all over the place. Let's say, I mean, they're just showing me like, I don't know. I mean, these little round things, I swear they look like little balls. But they just absolutely freaking love those because they fit like in their little paw. They like bounce up. They're showing me, and they can roll them, and they can carry them in their mouth, and it's just really fun. Let's see. But I do also I see what look like wood pillars. So they're either they're either on the steps, or they're like a banister or a balcony, or something has to do with like a chair or like a room divider. They look like they're the pillars that you'd have on a banister, and they're like a wood color. They're showing me like peeking through and hanging on those and sticking their paws through as well. Let's see. There's also is there a closet door that you keep closed? Because they're showing me there's a closet that they just wait for you to open. When you open it, they get super excited. Let's see. Ernesto plays fetch with shiny little balls. His favorite toys are the shiny little balls. Okay, yeah. That's what he's showing me. Freaking loves those little balls. Because the whole time, no matter what I'm telling you, they keep coming back with showing me these little balls. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Let's see here. You are such a sweet lady that always makes everyone feel important. This means so much to me, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh my God, Michelle, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, if you enjoy that, please, you can leave a review on my page, or invite people to come and share. I just want people to learn to validate their own connections in the best way that they can, and to learn to be partners with animals, and to learn to hear and understand what their animals want to tell them. And so I also have an animal interpreter page. I'll put it up here. It's this page that I've really been trying to grow, but here's the animal interpreter page if you like it. I'm going to be doing an animal communication class. For animal connections, guys. I just doesn't mean anything. I just typed something so you could find the page. So let's see. You're absolutely right. They do fit in their little paws. Well, that's what they're showing me. That's what the animals are showing me. The cats are showing me it fits in their little paws. So they absolutely they love these. They love the toys. They love their lives. You've got these little cats. I'll tell you before I'll go back and see if Christina's still there. She might have come back. I don't know. But one of the things that I think is important with your two guys for you to know is that they have their own soul connection. I mean, they come so that they can be with other animals and with us as human beings. And they come in particular. And these two, Willow and Ernesto, came to be together. They came to live and experience life together. And, they chose to come with you. They picked their humans. So I think that's super exciting. Keep having fun with these guys. They really are loving life. And thank you for making their life so wonderful. The other thing I want to say, guys, is I really respect when people get on and they ask about how their living animals are doing as well. Because so many times when people want an animal reading, they want to know this. They want me to tell their animal what they want their animal to know, so that their animal does what they want their animal to do. Or they want to know why their animal isn't doing what they want or behaving the way they want. Or they want to know how to get their animal to do what they want. And it's a two-way street. It's a partnership. You are the caretaker, and it's an honor to be their caretaker. So I love it when people get on and they want to know, is my animal happy? What can I do to make their lives better? What do they need? How are they doing? Because so rarely, people don't usually come home and say to their pets, how are you today? How was your day? Every time I bring my horses in from turnout, I say, how was your night? How was your day? Did you guys have fun? What happened? And then I shut up and I let them tell me. if they want to share. They don't always want to share right away, but create that space. You know, the more you do that, the more your animal, here's my calico. Hey, you gonna say hi? Not really. Okay. How do we create space for that? Because when we do, they will come and share. When we do, it opens a space for us to begin receiving from them. And the more we do that, the more amazing our animals will be. Because right now, most animals are like, yeah, our humans don't care, right? They don't care. They're blown off. They take the role we give them. But when you create a space and you invite them and you ask them and you give them these opportunities to show who they are, to share who they are, to participate more in everything you're doing and what you're doing, all of a sudden they learn that. Oh, we're welcome here. Oh, we can share. Well, this human isn't just saying, reading into what I'm doing or saying because of what she wants. She actually wants to try to understand me. That makes a world of difference, guys. And don't think they're not intelligent enough to make that differentiation. They are. Non-human animals have forms of communication, forms of intelligence that you don't have, that are greater than yours. They have forms of of intelligence that they share with you, that they have maintained, that you have lost or that have gotten weaker in you because of your prefrontal cortex, because you think you're so smart and you're in your head all the time. And then they have forms of intelligence that are not quite as strong as yours, right? They don't have our prefrontal cortex. They cannot do mathematics. They cannot create architecture. They don't have the opposable thumb other than the apes, right? And raccoons. So just keep that in mind, because my whole point in doing this is to help you guys understand it is a partnership. And so I just want to thank you, Michelle, because I love it when people get on. I actually want to know how their animals are doing and double check what they're interpreting. Do your animals feel the same way about you in life that you think they do? Right. So thank you on behalf of your animals for that. Okay. So let's see here. Christina Marie Harris, are you there? Are you back? So I wanted to read for your Daisy, and then I didn't see you on here anymore. Thank you. Her name is Boo. My stepdaughter named her years ago, but she's a calico, and those of you that have calicos know how far they are. Let's see. Is there anything they want you to know? Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yes, too big of a heart, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I just love the animals. Okay, is there anything that they want you to know? Well, I think the number one thing they wanted you to know was make sure that you keep up on checking for the toys that they lose, because that disappoints them. And keep the toys coming. They love everything else. I mean, they're very happy. They're very happy that they're not in the mindset of most of us humans where they like really want anything. Like these two are really, they're very happy. They do like that one closet that I mentioned that they wait for you to open. Actually, there's two closets. It looks like there's one down, like on the regular, first floor, in the general area. So it's either like a pantry or like a hall closet. They love that. And then the other thing is, there's one like by your bedroom. I actually think it's in your bedroom or in a bedroom, and they love that. And they wait for you to open these closets. So they'd like you to have those closets door, not close them out of those closets. Other than that, just keep an eye on the toys so that when they lose the toys, they don't know how to tell you when they've lost a toy under something that they can't get it. So they need you to keep track of that. Let's see. I gave Willow a present. Oh, as a present to my husband before he passed away in March. Oh, well, what you were really doing was giving yourself Willow. Huh. You needed that. So Willow knew, right? Willow would know. Willow knew why she was coming into your lives. And so that's very, very significant. And that's wonderful. If you're wanting to connect with your husband, you can always find me on Monday. Susie and I do Angels in Action, where we do readings for humans, not just animals. Monday and Tuesday on Find Me a Medium, I'm on there for live readings. I do readings and reverse readings later in the week, but I don't always have a date and time set for that. You can also join the Angel Party if you want on the 16th, the online Angel Party. That's a semi-private reading if you want to have a more in-depth reading for him, or find a reader that you trust. Michelle, if you want to do like a reading with your husband if you haven't already. But it's an online semi-private group reading. And all of these guys are posted to my Larkin Psychic Medium Spiritual Interpreter page. I post all of these events. Okay, but the online group reading is only $30. You guys can also schedule a reading with me if you want. But that is going to be on the 16th. And then 6/16. I'll put that on here so you guys can see it if you want it, or if you guys know anybody that wants that. But that's just for people that maybe can't afford or don't want a private reading. You guys get a lot of attention there, and you learn a lot from other people's readings, but it's just an opportunity that I put out there for you, okay? Let's see. She was a Christmas present our last Christmas. That's so special. That's so sacred, because she has a connection to both of you, Michelle. Okay. I mean, she has a soul connection to both of you. You and your husband are in the same soul family, and he's right there with you guys. And I'm just checking in and asking with them. They do see and sense his energy around the house too. Okay. So he still loves on and connects with them, as well as being present there for you. And if you want to find me this week, we can also bring him through on an online private group reading. It was not the same as a semi-private or private reading, but we can still bring him through and get you validation if you want to find me on the free readings online this week. Okay. So good to see you, Michelle. Let's see. Yes, you're right. They hide in the closet and they play in the closet in my bedroom. Yeah. Well, that's what they're showing me. That's their favorite one. And they would just like that door open all the time. But I would say it's better not to, because then it's more special to them. They actually enjoy it more when you do open it up, and they love it wherever you are. So they like to also play where they know they like to be playing around near the energy of where you are. Okay. Let's see. You've helped me in the past because it's been such a difficult year. Thank you for that. You're welcome. You're welcome. I always enjoy it when you pop up, Michelle, and I appreciate you being here and joining us. Guys, I'm going to log off because I've been on for 3 hours. My husband is home, and this is I actually have a day off from the barn. So I'm going to go do some gardening, which I never get to do. And don't forget, on Sunday is the prayer sphere. If you would like to join Chris Alba and I at 11 a.m. EDT prayer sphere. I will have some reverse readings this week, and you can find me online almost every day this week doing online free readings. If you like this, please don't forget to like and share it. You can like my Psychic Medium page or Animal Interpreter page if you like it. And don't forget, check all the great June events that I have pinned. And we'll see you next Friday for more Fur Ball Friday readings. Christina, I'm sorry we missed you today. I think you logged off. But if you join me again next Friday, we will get in touch with Daisy, okay? Thank you all for tuning in. Bye, everyone. I think he plays with her. Yes. Yes, he does. He does play with her. He does play with her. And he sits with her as well. So she can see him. And so she still has you both in her life. Guys, thank you so much for letting me read for you all. And I'll see you all again soon. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.